Alrighty,
But
so it's the next week on Raw.
Okay. You tell them about the next week on Raw.
Let me bring it in again.
Hi, I'm Stacy Queen.
And I'm Ellawarra.
And welcome to the Diva Dolls Pod.
Pod where we discuss the then, now, and forever of women's wrestling within the WWE.
Ew.
Ew. How are we doing today, Diva?
We are doing good. How are you doing?
I am doing amazing. I actually have another bingo story to start off this podcast.
Terrific.
Yes, as it is Easter time here in Australia. Well, I think it's all around the world. Jesus died at the same time, I guess, everywhere. But
Sure.
I was discussing how, like, Jesus dies on the Friday and then rises on the Monday. And there was this table that wasn't a part of bingo. And this guy walks in and he goes, "Give it a break, dickhead." And I was like, oh, here we go. And he started to try and arc up. So I grabbed the microphone off Roxy and I was like, "Excuse me, sir. I would like you to tell me right here, right now, how many priests have been convicted pedophiles and how many drag queens have been convicted pedophiles. Spoiler alert, mine's 0. What's yours?" And he had nothing to say. Yeah. And the crowd went nuts for it, just because we have majority queer crowd tonight. So it was quite fierce.
That's like what I've always wondered. What is the queer community like where you are?
In Wollongong, it's like very tight knit. It's very small, and everyone seems to get along, which is very odd when I see and go to other places and people are fighting, and it's like, because like obviously I'm not in a capital city, so we're not as big as everyone else. So we also don't have queer venues, so it's like very much. Yeah, very tight knit, very small. Everyone knows everyone. Is Adelaide big?
I mean, not compared to like Sydney and Melbourne and
Yeah.
but I mean, you know, we're lucky that we have a few different queer venues.
Yeah.
There's Mary's, there's My Lover Cindy's. I feel like it's in between the two. Like everyone knows who everyone is. On a base level, everyone gets along. But there's still
very loud.
pettiness and drama and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we've had our fair scrap, like every now and then, and it just so happens to involve me because I like to get involved with everything. But other than that, pretty good here in Wollongong.
You know, my only story for today is that I just had an extra large cheese pizza, despite the fact that I am lactose intolerant. So.
Oh, girl, you're going to be shitting through the eye of a needle.
Literally all episode.
Oh my god. Well, we'll make sure we take plenty of breaks
right now.
Should we take a break?
Look, let me just say that during this episode, I may need to go visit the sewage canal.
I cannot. All right, let's get into it. Where are we traveling to today?
Okay, so today we are going back to 1998, but like where we first started in 1998, because I was a little bit stupid and I thought, nah, it's fine. Like, we won't need to include Chyna in all of this because she's always messing with the boys. But I was like, you know what? We love Chyna.
Yes.
Fuck it. Let's go see what she's doing.
We need to spotlight her. And my God, this storyline is a spotlight, isn't it?
It's really something.
This storyline includes some interesting fashion choices by the one and only Chyna, which I have noted throughout my notes for this one.
Fantastic. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of the same notes. Before we get into it, I thought maybe we could give a little bit of a backstory to, you know, just give a bit of an introduction to maybe the people who aren't familiar with wrestling, and don't know who the fuck we're going to be talking about.
Yes. Well,
Does that sound
today
okay?
we're going to be including pretty much this storyline includes Chyna, who is
Mm-hmm.
with D-Generatjon X, who consists of Triple H, X Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, Shawn Michaels, and the Nation of Domination, which is run by The Rock, which I believe everyone should
Mm-hmm.
know. And there's also D'Lo Brown, Mark Henry, and some random white guy that I had no idea who he was.
Are you joking?
Who was that?
That was Owen Hart.
Well, his
Don't
name never
you?
got mentioned the whole time, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't know who it is." I did not know he
Yeah,
was in
that's
the
Owen
Nation of
Hart.
Domination.
Well,
Wow,
he was.
well, I didn't know. This was at like the end of the year. Didn't he pass away in 1998?
99. Or was it 98?
Well, this goes to the
I
end
think it
of the
was
year, so I
99.
don't think so. Yeah, it must have been 99.
I mean, he wasn't in the story towards the end.
Ooh.
No, that's awful. We should not be joking about the death of Owen Hart.
I'm not joking, bitch. I'm just confused. Anyway, let's set the scene. China is like the bodyguard for DX, and DX and the
Yeah.
Nation of Domination are feuding.
Yes. So DX are like this rebellious group of bad boys who generally just don't care about whoever the authority figures are.
Yeah.
Their catchphrase is "suck it."
Mm-hmm.
The little crotch chops. It was originally started by Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and Chyna was Triple H's bodyguard at the time. Chyna is described as the ninth wonder of the world. A lot of people question this, but it's because Andre the Giant was originally named the eighth wonder of the world,
Yes.
which is why
Not to
Chyna
be
is the ninth wonder.
not to be confused with Hollywood Star from RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
The doors that she's opened.
Hollywood coming in like thunder, strike like the ninth wonder. And then the Nation of Domination. How would you even describe their faction? Like, what even? They're just like,
So
I
I
don't even know.
believe they were meant to be like the United Nations of drag. Oh, not drag, wrestling.
So what? The
I mean,
Rock's representing
tea.
America. Everyone in it is American.
Well, see, that's the thing though. They are American, but like, well, no, Owen Hart, Canadian.
Oh yes, Owen was there.
I guess The Rock would be Samoan, his Samoan heritage.
Correct.
And then I believe Mark Henry was representing Africa.
Look, I don't want to label anyone, but sure, the
And
United
again,
Nations of the WWF.
well, no. Mark Henry was representing an African country.
Yes,
Africa
because he
is not a
has the
country.
flag on his. He's got his the flag on his gear. That is correct.
Yes, and what flag is that?
That flag is definitely from a country that exists within the continent of Africa.
Slay. However, also in this faction is the Godfather, but I don't actually know what country he was meant to be representing.
Maybe he's the American representation.
Maybe.
I would love to hop aboard the train.
I just assume that's what you've come dressed as tonight.
Yes, I came as one of Godfather's hoes, and that is a HOE,
Yeah.
not a HOO.
What's the difference between a
Anyway.
HOE and a HOO?
One's Santa Claus, and one's a slut.
What?
Like a ho 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 and a HOE. Or did I say HOO? I meant a ho ho ho
Yes!
and a HO. My
You're
God.
a ho, not a who.
Yeah.
Bitch up in here like a fucking owl.
Oh my God. Okay, enough of me being dumb. Let's get into it. It's Raw. It's the 24th of August, 1998.
What do you mean enough of this, of you being dumb? If it's enough of you being dumb, that's the end of the episode. We're done.
My God, stop. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, let's do it. Okay, it's Raw, 24th of August, 1998. Chyna comes out. She enters the arena. We get a flashback. And she is not happy with the Nation of Domination because they beat up Triple H the week before.
Correct. So at this point, The Rock and Triple H were in a heated rivalry over the Intercontinental Championship, which was culminating in a huge ladder match next week at SummerSlam, which we've already covered because that's where Sable and Edge had that excellent match where Sable hit that weird flapjack thing and won.
So yes, Chyna comes out on Raw and she is wearing the grossest green nails I have ever seen in my life. They are like this long, boxy.
I liked the nail. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, Chyna actually stopped in for some glam.
They did her dirty. She had snot-colored nails.
Okay, so you're trying to tell me that with Chyna's look from this episode, your only gripe is with the nail?
Oh, I could get into the knee-high boot and the Chyna bang, but I'll let that slide. Because...
No. The bang. The micro bang. We need to talk. We need to talk. Who let her?
It was so blunt. It was like a bowl cut, like, fringe.
Like, I felt so bad towards the end of the segment, which I won't say what happened, but, like, when it was getting all tousled up and she had, like, you know, it was not, it was not flattering. It was not
at all. The Rock then follows and enters, and Chyna wants to fight. She's not here. She means business. She wants to fight. So The Rock comes down and he's followed by the Nation of Domination to the ring. He gets in the ring. He sets up a ladder. I assume because the ladder match with Triple H is coming up. So he sets up a ladder and stands up on the ladder. He thinks that it's like a setup that DX is going to ambush him, but they already did something.
Yeah. So they done drive. They done drove, oh my God, what are they called?
Forklift.
Forklift. I was going to say a pitchfork. They drove a forklift into their locker room so that the doors were locked shut. They couldn't get out. And while The Rock was out there, it was nice to hear the Rocky Sucks chants that we've been hearing lately.
Yes, it was like yes, that version of Rock was reborn, and I loved that. Like, it took me back, like watching Rock like flirt with Chyna, but then like turn it back on her. Like, so good.
I have to say also, like, in this segment, I realized that I've never seen much of D'Lo Brown, like, ever. Yes! Okay, I'm so glad you brought this up, because he just kept doing this, like, thing.
All he does is shake his head.
It was giving me those, like, you know, the TikTok live NPC things? Like, thank you for a rose. Thank you for a rose. Except his version is just like...
It's this headbanging thing. He invented bobbleheads, I think. That was... It's too much. It's just too much. But anyway, The Rock continues on his classic tirade, flirts with Chyna, and then says that she needs to get herself some.
Yeah. Which she does not take home to.
No, she does not. Chyna then tries to attack The Rock, but the members of the Nation of Domination put Chyna down on her knees. And The Rock says, Chyna, you down on your knees where you belong.
When this happened, I started feeling uncomfortable. Like, I understand they're meant to be the bad guys, but it's like, this is still very much like, what, two men holding a woman down on her knees.
I've literally written at the bottom of my notes, overall thoughts for this segment, misogyny and sexual abuse.
Yeah.
It's very that.
So, The Rock is teasing that he's going to kiss Chyna, but then says that he wouldn't kiss trash.
The Rock doesn't want to kiss a piece of trash.
It's giving more Stone Cold than it's giving The Rock.
Shut up. But he doesn't end up kissing.
I'm so sorry. I'm very stupid. We've missed out some vital information.
What did we miss?
What is The Rock's occupation?
Oh! Geologist.
Okay. D'Lo Brown.
Geologist studies rocks. D'Lo Brown,
yeah.
He's a baker, and he has a TikTok account, and he went viral for his brownies.
Oh. Mm-hmm. But because he's on TikTok, he's on the D'Lo?
Yes, he is on the D'Lo. He is also a bit faggy.
He's on Grindr. His Grindr picture is just like a tile of brownies.
Yeah. With a bubble head in the middle.
No face pic?
No face pic.
Owen Hart. What's his occupation?
He is a heart surgeon that specializes in the large organ opening of the heart. And also installs pacemakers.
Okay.
Yep.
And finally, Mark Henry.
He's obviously a removalist because he's the world's strongest man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he moves the furniture for everyone.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have some more later in the episode, so I'll check back in. But thank you, Ellawarra, for reporting in from the job fair.
You are welcome.
Enjoy working at your booth.
Lol. Well, getting back into it, The Rock doesn't want to kiss trash. But who does want to kiss trash? Stacy?
Mark Henry.
Ah.
Oh, and yes. This is where it goes from like bad to just like weird. Yeah.
And then it's just like she's being held down, he's going in to kiss, but then we get a save. We get a save from the one and only, your favourite, Mr. Shawn McMichaels.
With a chair.
With a chair. Yes, with a chair.
Yeah.
So he comes in for the save and he takes out the Nation of Domination and saves the day from Miss Chyna, and she does not get assaulted in the ring.
Thank God.
Alright, we're coming back.
So the next week on Raw, it is The Rock and Mark Henry facing off against the New Age Outlaws. And
yes.
Honestly, let's just cut right to the chase. Towards the end of the match, Chyna runs in and, like, tackles Mark Henry. Just completely flattens him. Because she ain't happy. She isn't happy about what happened last week.
Yeah. You know how unhappy she was? She was so unhappy that she put those blue socks on with her outfit. I was so distracted that I didn't even know who was in the match with Mark Henry. All I could see was blue socks.
Poor love. I feel for her.
Honestly, I suppose it was the 90s. A blue sock was probably like a common thing, but it stood out like dog's balls when the rest of her outfit was black.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all that happened on that episode of Raw. There wasn't much interaction of Miss Chyna and Mark Henry. He just got his ass beat.
Yeah. Well, essentially. So what happened was she tackled him. She wanted to keep beating him up, but the New Age Outlaws held her back and she wasn't able to get her hands on him. True. So she tried it again the next week.
She did! Literally the next week we have this. But before we move on to the next week, we've met 2 new characters and I have jobs for them.
Oh! I'm so sorry. Okay. Yes. Road Dog Jesse James.
Council worker. Now hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. He specializes in...
Oh, I think I know.
Picking up roadkill.
I don't know. Wow.
Especially dogs.
That's not where I thought it was going. Oh.
He scrapes the dogs off the road. So that's his job. Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass.
Yeah.
Quite simple.
Yeah.
BBL doctor.
BBL? Yeah, it checks out.
Checks out. He loves that.
Alright.
So it's the next week on Raw.
He loves to shove him. He likes to pick him. He's gonna kick him. Because he's an ass man.
Because he's an ass man. Bum, bum. Yeah, he's an ass man. Bum, bum. What a great song. Theme music is not the same anymore.
No.
Don't even get me started on Road Dogg's music.
Oh, you didn't know?
Do, 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 do.
Well, you better call somebody.
I don't know if you sung it because it broke up, but I think it was funny.
I'm crying.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
It was so loud, and then as I was doing it, I remembered that my window's open.
Your neighbor's gonna be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So it's the next week on Raw, and Chyna then again attacks Mark Henry. His match ends in a DQ finish. The ref then has to break up the brawl. Chyna breaks free of the referees.
Not just one ref. Multiple refs.
Multiple. There's like 5 or 6 of them. They have to break this up.
Yeah.
But then
They've
Chyna breaks free.
Out of nowhere.
Literally. And Chyna breaks free out of 4 of them that are holding her back to then attack Mark Henry again. But then DX comes in.
And beat up the referees.
Literally. And then
These
DX comes in.
referees trying to do their job.
And then DX comes in and finally breaks up the fight. I have noted down here that there is no bad fashion choices by her this week. And I love her half up, half down hair.
That's nice.
Yeah. Thought I'd give her a compliment this week.
Yeah.
I gave her a compliment.
However, did you take note of who Mark Henry was fighting?
Oh, was it Gangrel?
No.
Oh. Mankind?
Nope.
No, that's a different one. Who was it? Owen Hart?
I don't know it. I didn't see who it was.
No, I don't think it was in there. We only get the segments of that involve the girls, so if the guy wasn't involved, man,
we don't know.
Who cares? We don't know. But that was it.
You
pretty
didn't
much
know?
2 weeks. Do 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 do.
Well, you better
call somebody. I cannot.
I feel so bad for the audio listeners this week.
Literally, me too.
Eardrums.
Not one eardrum was left. I was gonna say, pretty much we got the exact same, I don't know, interaction between Chyna and Mark Henry for 2 weeks in a row on Raw.
So essentially what we can get from this is Chyna, she wants to fight Mark Henry. And the next week, she's going to get her wish. But before she gets her wish, I want to get my wish. Let's have a break.
It's taking a break. See you soon, baby. Bye.
And we are back. How
Hi,
was your
missed
break?
you. Oh, it's so
Missed
good.
you
I missed you so
too.
much. Don't lose your wig, girl.
Wig. This is
What
clearly a human unit.
growing out of your scalp. I can see the baby hairs.
This week on Raw, not this week, but back in 1998, Chyna is teaming with her film co-star X-Pac to take on Mark Henry in a handicap match.
I was wondering how long it would be until we got a One Night in China reference in.
One Night in
Oh.
China? What are you talking about, Ella?
So, for those of you who do not know the history of China, a bit later on, a few years later, once China has left the WWF, her and X-Pac film a adult film called One Night in China and release it for the public to watch and enjoy.
Her name is Chyna, and he's X-Pac, and he is inside of her.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Have you seen the movie?
I have not seen the movie, and I probably won't see the movie.
That is surprising. For some reason, I just assumed you would have seen it.
No, never seen One Night in China, never seen One Night in Paris, never seen One Night in Kim Kardashian. I guess I was
One
just
Night
too
in
gay.
Pamela?
I have seen that, but only because of the Netflix documentary show thing, because I was really curious as to how accurate they got it done on TV as to how it was done in the leaked video.
Okay. You saw that series and you were like, she really didn't want it out there. I'm gonna go look at it.
Yes, that is exactly what I did.
So, it is a handicap match. It is X-Pac and Chyna against Mark Henry. But first, X-Pac. What's his occupation?
X-Pac's occupation is not one that I have assigned yet. So...
What do you mean?
I forgot to write him down. I didn't actually assign him a job yet.
What do you mean? This is all improv. It's off the cuff. It's a vibe.
Okay, this one
you
is.
look at X-Pac.
X-Pac. Yeah, you know what he does? He works...
What?
My AirPod just fell out. Not that. He works in a warehouse and he is a pickpacker. So I believe at the moment he is currently working. Oh my god! Can you hear this? Whitney
What?
Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody just started blasting in my ears. I cannot.
No, I could
Anyway.
not hear it.
Where was I? I was in the warehouse with X-Pac, the pickpacker, and he currently works for Jeff Bezos in the Amazon warehouse, pickpacking overnight delivery Amazon Prime packages.
So X-Pac pick-pack packages. Do they specialize in alpaca packages?
Alpaca packages, yes, correct. You can
So,
overnight an alpaca
X-Pac
today.
So X-Pac, the pickpacker of alpaca packages, and Chyna against Mark Henry, the removalist.
Yes. With Triple H at
they-
ringside.
True, Triple H does come out with them to the ring. What's Triple H's occupation?
Oh, you ready for this one? Triple H is a tradie.
Yes. A
He's a
tradie?
tradie. Yep. And
Because of the sledgehammer?
yes, he works in demolition.
Of course.
He's a demolisher by trade.
See, I thought maybe you might go for something different, like, because his nickname is The Game, so I thought maybe he might be, like, a world-renowned chess player.
Well, I was not finished yet. And
Oh, okay.
did you know that this tradie has a very big interest in online gaming. He also streams on Twitch. He does. But on his off days, when he doesn't want to play games and he is not being a tradie, he likes to go hunting.
Because he's Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Look at you.
Oh, and he also spotlights as one of the drivers for dead bodies in the hearse. He's honestly at the helm. He's at the helm of so many different things. He's got his fingers in all the pies.
Or Stephanie.
Not the same kind of pies as Vince, but you know what I mean.
Oh. Well.
But anyway, we're back to the handicap match. We have Chyna and X-Pac taking on Mark Henry.
So Chyna, X-Pac, and Triple
match.
H are the first ones to come to the ring. Then Mark Henry comes to the ring. And I have to ask, did you see what Triple H did to Mark Henry?
No, I didn't. What happened?
As Mark Henry is getting into the ring, Triple H is, like, taunting him in a racist way. And it's a bit gross.
I did not notice this.
Yeah, it's not fantastic. Like, he is... What's the best way I can put this? He is mimicking actions of, like, an ape.
Oh, no. Disgusting.
Yeah. Not a sleigh.
Not a sleigh at all.
But we know that Papa H is a better person now.
Honestly, everyone grows and learns and becomes better people.
You live.
Moving on.
You learn.
Why is everything so complicated?
Is this our first musical episode?
See the way you're acting like it's somebody else, getting me frustrated. Anyway, we're losing track. Chyna wants to start the match, but the ref says no. The ref says no.
Because he's
the ref
misogynistic.
Says X-Pac needs to start the match. X-Pac...
Why is this a thing?
I don't know. It's an intergender handicap match.
I've never in my life seen this.
No.
But no.
Nonetheless, X-Pac starts the match. And then pretty much Mark Henry beats down on X-Pac. D'Lo Brown, the baker, then enters the arena. Randomly followed by Jeff Jarrett and who the announcers announced as Double Justice. No idea who the fuck that is. But anyway, they come down. No. But then X-Pac gets the hot tag. And Chyna comes in and they give Mark Henry a double suplex. Suplex.
And that was excellent.
Picture perfect. It was.
Yeah.
But then Chyna hot tags back out. X-Pac comes in. Mark Henry recovers and then destroys X-Pac.
Yeah. I will also mention, at this point in the match, I think for the first time in my life, I was jealous of Mark Henry.
Why were you jealous?
Because Mark Henry was on the receiving end of a Bronco Buster from X-Pac in the corner.
Oh, yes, the Bronco Buster. Yes, it was so good. And then after the Bronco Buster, X-Pac tags in Chyna, who comes in. D'Lo tries to interfere, but distracts Chyna, and Mark Henry power slams Chyna for the win.
Oh, devastating.
Absolutely devastating. But it's okay, because Chyna has a chance to get her revenge next week. Well, we're back from our break.
We're back from our unintentional, unscheduled break.
Yes. And it's the next week on Raw. And Chyna gets her chance to get back at Mark Henry as she's the special guest referee in his match against Farouk.
Yes.
But first, they flash back to the night before on Sunday Night Heat, and Chyna is attacking Mark Henry in front of an ambulance.
Yeah. So she's just going wild on him, like absolutely walloping him. But at the end of the attack, she rubs her ass in Mark Henry's face and forces him to kiss her ass.
I love it. I loved every second of it. I thought it was so fierce.
I really hope there's no ramifications for that act.
Well, he just falls more in love with her.
Yeah. Just got one whiff and he's like, I'd like to get to know that sewage canal.
So we get back to the match, and it's pretty much your standard match until Mark Henry goes for his first pin, and she ignores him.
She's just like, what's that over there?
She said, no. No. He then gets up. The match continues. Chyna then decides to low blow Mark Henry, smacks him straight in the nuts, and Farouk gets the pin, and Chyna with the fast count, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And
that's all she wrote.
A winner is Farouk. That's not all that he wrote though, because somebody comes to the ring
and serves Chyna some papers.
Yeah. Do you reckon it's the same person that delivered the golden piece of paper to Val Venus?
The usher.
The usher is back and serves Chyna with papers, and she looks angry, and she tears them up, and she walks away.
Yeah. But Mark Henry collects those pieces of paper because he knows.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even like announced by either of them. It's literally the next week on Raw, JR and King announced to us on commentary that Mark Henry is suing Chyna for sexual harassment.
Yeah, so at the start of the episode of Raw, there is a match between X-Pac and D'Lo Brown, and she's served papers again. Anyway, the moral of the story here is that Mark Henry is suing Chyna for sexual harassment.
All because of the booty. The booty in the face.
Yeah. Because, let's not think about how at the start of the storyline, two men forcibly held her down while he was about to kiss her. But, oh no. No.
There's some underlying feelings here because when we move on to our next week on Raw, Mark Henry comes out for his Intercontinental title tournament match with Mankind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he grabs the microphone. And I think this is going to be the first time of a few in this episode where we get to do a dramatic reading of Mark Henry's poem to Chyna.
Shall I take this one?
You take this one, babe.
Okay. Chyna, to see you smile is like watching the sunrise. The more that it happens, the brighter the skies. I only wish and only dream that somehow you feel the same. I await the time, travel the distance, take my chance to be persistent. My only wish is we have the best. I'd give all of that if I could have one chance. This shit poem.
Terrible! And then the way he strokes his beard and then stares longingly into the camera, I cannot. It's too much.
I felt filthy reading that.
Disgusting. Yuck.
Anyway,
but
then he has his match with Mankind.
Yes. And of course, in true Chyna fashion, she comes down to ringside, distracts Mark Henry. Yeah. Mankind gets the win.
Yeah.
What is Mankind's music here? It was some weird organ going on.
That's what it was at this time.
That's crazy. I'd never heard that version of it. I know he had a version of a organ playing, but I hadn't heard this version of the organ. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure that's the music for his Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is going back.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So,
Chyna
at the end of the match,
enters the ring
and asks Mark Henry, why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And he says, well, it's out of my hands. I can't fix this now.
Yeah. He brushes off his hands, but you know what? There was a good fashion choice. I loved Chyna's gloves in this scene. Beautiful gloves. Gorgeous gloves.
Beautiful gloves.
But next up, we have our first pay-per-view of the episode. We're in a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Judgment Day rolls around.
Yeah.
And
I mean, to be fair, we're not really going to be speaking about the match.
Not at all. Because, like, it was what? The Rock versus Mark Henry. For some reason, they hate each other. I assume it's got something to do with the breakdown of the Nation of Domination.
Yeah, maybe he is upset that The Rock did all this to Chyna.
Yeah.
That could make sense.
But we've got another poem.
We do. Before the match, he comes out.
Would you like me to take this one?
Like, I would love you to read me some poetry.
All right, here we go. Last week, I asked for a chance, but everybody knows I love you long before the implants. But now I'm wondering why you keep me waiting. Every place I've ever been and seen, I watch the sunrise. One day, I hope to see my sunrise in your eyes. And then randomly, he just mentions, or my daughters. Doesn't matter. All we need is to be together. And then he talks about having children. And I wrote, blah, 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 boring. And it ended with, why do you keep me waiting? So fucking stupid, I cannot.
This is such a weird story.
It's honestly so odd. But
bizarre.
There's no actual physical Chyna appearance in this match. If the listeners out there want to know, D'Lo Brown interferes and Mark Henry pins The Rock for the win. Mark Henry pinned The Rock.
Oh, did you actually watch the match?
I just skipped to the end of it. Just to see if Chyna came in at any point.
Wow, I even put timestamps in there for you so you didn't even have to watch the match.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I just skipped through it in case I saw it.
Slay. So the next night on Raw, there is a match between X-Pac and... we have a new one. Ken Shamrock.
Mm-hmm.
Ellawarra.
He owns... Yep, I've got this one. He owns an Irish pub.
Am I meant to ask what it's called?
Yes, it's called the Ken Shamrock Pub.
Nice.
And he plays part of owner and security guard at the Ken Shamrock Pub in Belfast, Ireland.
What's another word for security guard?
Bodyguard.
What's another word for security guard?
Bouncer.
And what did you say last week?
Oh, somebody was a bouncer. The big boss man.
Play the editor, play the clip from last week.
So back in 1998, every character had like a profession. So it was like, there was a plumber, there was a bouncer, there was a turkey.
Who was the bouncer?
I don't know, someone. I'm sure someone was bouncing something.
This is my official apology to the Ellawarra. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. I said that there was no character whose occupation was a bouncer. I
feel like if I was giving the girls a job, Chyna's job would also be security guard / bouncer for DX.
Yes, but unfortunately she's a woman, therefore she has to be a bikini model.
Yes. Why have we not had a bikini contest in this match or an evening gown match?
I would love to see Mark Henry in a bikini contest.
Lol.
That would be fierce.
But during this Ken Shamrock X-Pac match, something happens.
Is it to do with his alpaca package?
No. It's to do with the police. The police.
Sting? Sting's there?
What? Sting?
From the band, the Police.
Oh, I thought you meant the icon, Sting. Yes, so Sting and Sting's partner in crime come down, get the handcuffs out, and they arrest Chyna, cuff her up, and take her away.
Alexa, play Cuff It by Beyonce.
Bad bitches to the left.
That's Pure Honey.
Money bitches to the right. Just let me go. You could get... Oh, we did a bit of...
It is the musical episode. I'll allow it.
So,
Even
but
if
she's
it's,
not
even
happy.
If it's the wrong song. No.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't want to be sent to the house.
No, she's not. But she's gone. I checked the dates of these episodes that we're watching. She's gone for a full month.
Yeah.
A full month. So she's
she's
in storyline, locked up for I wonder what she was doing in real life.
She probably just wanted a holiday.
Maybe that's when they filmed the porno.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, no, she was still with Triple H at this point in real life.
Oh, T. That is true. Forgot about that part.
How
no, don't kill
though.
kayfabe. Don't kill kayfabe.
No, but, like, this is something I've always wondered. Like, because, like, Triple H and X-Pac, they're friends in real life. So, like...
Yeah.
Isn't that awkward?
I feel like by the time it happened, it was already over. You know what I mean?
It was, but like, if you were in a relationship with someone for, like, a couple years, and you were friends with that person while you were together, and then they start dating, make a sex tape, and sell it.
Yeah, I guess there could be, like, some level of, like, bro code that was broken, but you know what? Fuck straight guys.
Hey, I'm trying.
Me too. If anyone wants to fuck me, please send an email to heydivas@divadollpod.com and we can go on a date.
It's actually Hi Divas.
Oh, sorry. Hi Divas at divadollspod.com, and
which is an actual email address.
It is.
You can send us in
whatever
us.
you want. Yeah, send us
literally
nudes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
She said it. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
She said it.
Nudes get priority to the front of the line.
Yeah. We would take all of your questions and inches.
Yes, every single one.
Yes.
But anyway, moving on. It's a month later. Mark Henry is versing the porn star himself, Val Venus.
Val Venus,
and randomly,
what a penis.
Yeah, what a penis. But then who comes out?
Chyna. Because of course she does.
She's back. She's back. And Mark is so happy for somebody that he got arrested and was gone for a whole month. He is so happy to see her.
He is elated.
Yeah. But Val rolls up Mark Henry for the win, but Mark still doesn't care. He's so happy. He just wants to talk to Chyna.
Yeah. And he as soon as the match is over, he doesn't care. He's smiling ear to ear, and he takes the microphone and he says, "Chyna, all I want is for you to go on a date with me."
Mm-hmm. He wants to go out for dinner. No sex involved. He just wants.
That's right. He did say that. He said no sex.
He did.
Just dinner.
But then it was followed by another poem.
There was another one?
There's another poem.
Oh my god.
Would you like me to read it to you? I do, I've got it.
Yeah, you take it. I missed this one.
I've got this in full. This poem is dedicated to Chyna. There are many things that I go through so I can be with you. I thought of tragedy, I thought of pain, just so we can be together again. Since the day we met, I fought myself to make an effort to confess. my true desires, and all that's true, so I can be with you. Chyna is not impressed and just walks away.
Honestly, yeah. Like, what would your reaction be if someone were to try to court you like this in person?
Honestly, if they had sued me and got me arrested for a whole month, I would tell them to go get fucked.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Crazy. Especially in your place of work.
Literally. So many levels and layers of sexual harassment. I wonder who their boss was at this time. Anywho, moving on. The next week on Raw, Chyna comes out as Mark Henry and the vampire himself, Gangrel, are having a match.
Yes. And
But again, go on.
Chyna comes out. She's like,
Yep.
hello. And I don't know if you clocked this, but like the way that she's standing there, the pose that she's giving, it's giving John Cena Royal Rumble 2008.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's like,
do 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 do.
do 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 do.
My God. But again, in true Chyna fashion, she distracts Mark, and Gangrel gets the roll up, and Mark loses. But
he's so
he's
happy.
so happy to see her. So happy. So happy.
Over the moon.
But then we're shook. Chyna has a microphone and agrees to go on a date with Mark Henry.
What's going to happen? What's your prediction?
Well, I already know.
I was trying to leave it on a cliffhanger so that we could go to a break.
I was about to say, I think we should go to a break.
Let's go have a break.
All right, we are back.
Yes.
We are back, bestie. All
and
right.
You know what? It's date night.
It is. Let's set the scene. Mark Henry's there in his suit.
In Chyna's hotel lobby.
Yes, in Chyna's hotel lobby. She then appears and doesn't seem very happy to see him. It's like she agreed to this, but she also seems forced into this.
Yeah, did she forget it was tonight?
I think so.
Like, she saw the camera crew there. She's like, oh, that's normal. She sees Mark Henry with a bouquet of flowers. She's like, ah.
Literally.
Not this guy. Oh.
Anyways, they go outside. They get in their limo. And D'Lo Brown is the driver. He got a new job. He left the bakery. And he's now a limo driver.
Well, see, as we know, he bakes brownies as his side hustle. He's D'Lo Brown. He's making those brownies on the down low.
He's making them on the down low.
His main hustle is chauffeur.
Chauffeur, yes. So,
and I just want to quickly give it up for Chyna in these scenes because her comedic timing, perfect.
Oh, it's perfect. Literally perfect. So they're in the limo, and D'Lo drives them to the restaurant, which is called the Baltimore Jack. And
good on you for picking that up.
Yes. And she looks at the flowers. What does she say?
I can't remember. Oh, no, I do. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The flowers were $1.99.
Yes, she's like, really, Mark? $1.99?
Aww. He's trying his best.
Yeah. But the WWF cuts to a different scene, whatever's going on in the background. They then come back. Chyna and Mark are sitting at a table. Jazz music's playing. The candles are lit.
And that's all.
Mark Henry. Mark. Yes, I know. It's so shit.
Like I was watching this and I was like, I don't know about you. I don't know if it was because I was watching it on my computer I could not hear a fucking word.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Like,
The background
I'm
music was
watching.
so loud.
I was watching. I was like, where are the subtitles? Where are we? Not a
Literally,
single word. But I
none. Oh,
cackled at one little face that Chyna made. He said something, and she just went,
yeah, literally. You know what he said? I did make it out. He wanted to recite another poem to her, and then she made that face and then proceeded to scull all of her wine.
yeah.
So dumb.
And then I started to pick up what he was putting down by this point because he said, "You know what comes after dinner?" And she makes another face, and he goes, "No, no, no, not that. Dancing."
Dancing. He wants to go dancing. And it's so
Yeah,
funny. It cuts to the next scene and
hilarious.
he's there boogieing it away while she's just sitting on a stool staring at him. And then
And he
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 make,
forces her to get up, and
yeah.
like you can see she's kind of getting into it.
She goes like this.
Literally just clapping.
So stupid.
It's giving the diva who got roped into doing the group number but doesn't actually want to be there but will take the paycheck. So she's like, woo!
100%. Speaking of drag queens, Mark Henry then decides he wants to go to the bathroom and powder his nose. So Mark leaves the scene, and then three men enter. Three random guys enter, which are obviously
Yeah.
rented local wrestling talent because they just happen to be really muscly and look like wrestlers.
Yeah. And they try
And
and
they
hit
come
on
in.
China, and she's
Yep.
not having a bar of it.
No. They even pull the old Austin Powers, "Do I make you horny, baby?" move on her.
It's so 1998.
It is. And then she literally knocks the shit out of him.
You know what?
And
As
then,
she should.
as she should. But then her knight in shining armor, Mark Henry returns from powdering his nose, and it turns into an all-out brawl.
Yeah. Literally, like, I didn't suspect that we would be getting to a bar fight so soon on this podcast, but
Honestly. Well, we've
I'm
ticked
so
our first
glad
one
that we
off.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, our first of many to come, I assure you.
Yeah.
But then Chyna and Mark Henry swiftly leave the restaurant, and that is the end of their date.
Yeah. So it left me wondering. I wonder how China felt that went. How was she feeling?
I reckon she would have given it a solid 2 out of 10. And I think the 2 points would have only come from her being able to hit somebody during the date. She
Yeah.
seemed to
And the glass
hate
of wine.
and a glass of wine. One punch and one wine got 2 points
Yeah.
on this date.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So the next week, Mark Henry is in a match with Droz. Now, do you have an occupation for Droz?
I think I do. I was going to say, because I also have a casual job outside of doing drag and I work at a sex shop. And this guy reminds me of all the customers that come into my sex shop. So I'm just going to go with, he owns a sex shop.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I think it's a good one for him. I was going to say like garbage man because he seems a little dirty. Or maybe like, what are those people that do the lawns? Landscaper. But I think I want to go something unique. He owns a sex shop. I'll give him that.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's a good job for him. Mark Henry's having his match with Droz. And then Chyna enters. She looks so hot in this scene. Really, really hot.
Yeah.
I did notice this is the hottest she looked the whole time. She must have got some new ring gear or something. She looked good. Smoking.
Well, I mean, we don't know what happened at the end of that date.
Actually, we do not. But by Chyna's actions within this match, I do believe that it ended well.
Yeah. So she goes up to the ring apron, and Droz is holding back Mark Henry's arms so that Chyna can hit Mark. But she doesn't do it.
Nope. She said no, no, no.
Nah.
And then Mark
She
dips.
hits Droz!
Yes! Mark dips out of the way and she sucker punch to Droz. Mark Henry picks up the win and they're in love.
Yeah.
And I do believe
Was there any interaction between them? Or did she leave?
I think she ended up leaving. I don't think there was like a... I do believe that this storyline does progress.
I feel like this is actually quite a nice place to leave this story. It's a nice...
Oh, 100%.
Happy ending.
Yeah. But I do believe that this is like the start of the birth of sexual chocolate.
Yeah. This absolutely is. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Because this is a really good storyline. Because I kind of remember it from when I was a kid.
Now we know of the gorgeous love affair, the budding romance between Mark Henry and Chyna. So Ella, what was your takeaway from the week?
My takeaway, my favorite moment of this whole saga is definitely the date. I love that scene. It was fierce. It definitely took me back to like remembering watching it back when I was a kid. And I just feel like there's just like a lot of love going around in this storyline, and I'm so glad that I get to relive it.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your takeaway of the week?
I've at this point realized that I've not picked one. What did we have? What was good? Actually, okay, I know. My takeaway moment for the week was all of the awful poetry.
It was so bad. But it was so bad that it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was definitely that vibe. I was obsessed with that.
Yeah.
But what a week. What a great story.
What a fun time.
I love that.
So many new men, so many new jobs.
Honestly, the list of people in the yellow pages within the WWF is growing. We have somebody to do everything.
The WWE community is alive and well.
It is.
Yeah. Ellawarra, where can people find you on social media?
Everyone can find me on social media everywhere at Ellawarra. That's ELLAWARRA. And you can look at my reaction channel, my wrestling reaction channel on TikTok at World Wrestling Ellawarra. What about you, Stace?
I am everywhere at the Stacy Queen, and you can follow the Diva Dolls Pod everywhere at Diva Dolls Pod.
You know what? I'm tired, and I think it's time.
I'm tapping out.
Look, for the listeners at home, it probably sounded like I was having... But yes, I'm tapping out too. Thank you all so much for tuning into the pod. We love you.
Bye, Diva.
Bye, Diva.
The Diva Dolls podcast is brought to you by Stacy Queen and Ellawarra. All names, photos, videos, and audio used in this podcast are trademarks and copyrighted materials owned by the WWE and TKO Group Holdings. This podcast is not affiliated with or endorsed by the WWE and is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only.
We did it!